I do not know how many women I've met who are telling me that I am a single mother and I've been this for a while and I'm trying to get into the dating game. But I am so afraid of how now I introduce my situation to another man and open up to it, because they are kind of looking for a long time situation with their children, but they do not know how to go by it. So I thought that maybe let's have a conversation on it and see how they can maneuver, because it's already hard dating. Now imagine dating with a child.
If you actually want to date, the first thing you need to do is not look for someone, comparisons, like with the person that you are in. Oh, I'm looking for that kind of person. Be open-minded. Be open-minded, but of course knowing in the back of your mind what you want. But don't go looking for, oh, Brian was my ex, so I need someone like Brian. So get that out of your head. That's what I think. I don't know.
Also, the issue of settling just because you have children, I think it gets you to a more complicated situation. There's a trend that happens when you have already been in, say, for example, I'm not saying all single mothers have been in toxic relationships, but there's some who have been in toxic relationship. Then there's some who have had a man who promised them the
Heaven
world
and
and everything, and they ended up marrying somebody else. So because of that, some of them will feel like they're not enough. It's just psychological. You feel like, okay, this man left me with a child. Maybe I'm not enough. So the next man I meet doesn't really matter good or bad. I'm just going to go because now who's going to take me with a child? Please don't put yourself in that situation. First of all, the first person you should be living for is yourself. I know it's very hard, but it's doable. Live for yourself and for your child, because you know why? You can't afford to make mistakes anymore.
It also depends.
Because the cycle never ends. You might make another mistake, it will be another child, it will be other children. So if you can avoid it in a way and find that man, take your time.
One of the dangers in that state, most people carry these children as problems. Don't look at your children as problems.
Right.
Number one, they are a blessing. Even when you're a guy, you cannot start looking at that space as the kids. They are a part of you. Whoever cannot take them, they don't have you. Period. There's this girl who say, that's one friend of mine, that it's either the girl, he had a daughter who was so picky and hard to deal with, that 8-year-old, and this girl comes and say, you either choose me or the girl. And the man was like, it's my girl, bye, go. So the idea is, if anyone is not taking you with your
So using the child as ransom.
Never accept that old.
But even a person who puts
let
you in
me
that
ask
space,
something.
is that a person
That's what I'm
who
saying.
wants to settle?
Exactly.
So don't settle.
Like you said, something very important, like when do you introduce your kids? Personally, I'll speak about my experience. If you're coming after me because I'm still in the dating space now.
You put yourself out there. My girl is
seriously.
My girl is single, guys.
Yeah. No, if you're coming to me, the first thing on the table is that I have this number of kids. There's someone I told and he never called me back, and I was glad. Because you see, that means that you're a coward, you know?
She's not ready for
You're
that.
actually a coward.
You know
Like,
what? I
for
wouldn't
me-
call them a coward, because you have to respect people.
I know, but
Belief
still
patterns.
the way he
Yes.
said it, like, what? Like, is that scary? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have
Sorry,
three
maybe
children,
I used
it's
the
not-
wrong word of coward, but still,
Yeah.
like for him, so I asked him, oh, do I look like a virgin? Because I've already told you my age. So, and then I have this number of kids. So what I'm trying to say is, me personally, if I've decided to date, and which I am doing,
Right now,
the
are
first
you
thing
loving
on-
it? How is it like?
Yes,
How is the
it's
street like?
tough.
Let's use Mariam as an example. What's so hard about putting yourself out there? What are your biggest fears? So maybe we can respond to them.
Because
as
as a person who came from a toxic relationship, I think that's where my fear is. So I'm really scared of that space, you know. I'm scared of someone doing the same things that I went through. So for me, that's the issue. Otherwise, I really don't mind. I'll go out on a date. I will, I have my values that I'm looking for, and I'm not comparing with the other relationship, which was
And
toxic.
what values does a person who already have children, who has been in a toxic relationship long
Has to look
time,
for?
and is looking for? What are you looking for?
For me, what I'm looking for. Are we on
I am
Obanonya
keeping
now?
you.
No, I think now you
Do you
need
know
to
what?
talk,
No,
because-
you fast. You know why I'm using you as an example? Because maybe you'll get hooked up now. And you'll stop calling me all the time. Hey.
No,
And
I'm
vent somewhere.
dating.
But
Oh,
also,
yeah,
so I'm still sampling.
one of the things that one of the things we have to look at when you're actually introducing a relationship amongst your children.
Right.
You have to have a value based so that your children don't judge you. There's this one lady who said, I get men who come to me, and then one time my son asked me, "But Mimi, you bring a lot of men here.
What's going on?
What's
Yes.
going on?" So I
Right.
think it's very important to know how to do it and how and where.
Yeah,
There's certain
she's
things
throwing them
there are
every
certain
month.
things you don't do when you have children, mainly when they're aging. Teens, they have questions that are very uncomfortable.
Even when they're not teens.
I
You
mean,
just
kids
don't
have
bring
questions.
men
So
in front of
this
the
lady
kids.
said, "Brian, I am struggling. My son, first of all, is very protective. But recently he asked me, how many men
Are you going to date?
are you going to, I mean,
The
do you
thing
bring
is
here?"
that parents, okay, as the mother in that space, since I'm the example here today,
Yeah.
I'm telling you
Gladly, thank
no,
you.
no, seriously, and I don't mind.
we love that,
That's
uh-huh.
very wrong. Let me tell you, if you're dating, remember you're just trying to find someone else.
Yes.
Right.
So you can't put every date in front of your kids. No, the kids even don't need to know that you've gone out on a date.
Absolutely.
Me, I lie to my kids. Of course, Vankaza, when I come back, because I have a teenager. Mommy, you're dressed up. Where are you going? I'm going to see my friends.
uh-huh.
Yeah, so I don't have to answer to them that I'm going to see a man.
Right.
So it's very wrong also to throw every date if you're trying to find a man. It's very wrong.
That's not true.
You're going to
Unless-
confuse your children. You're going to make them question you. You're going to make them question what your morals are. Now, if you have teenagers like mine, that
It's
girl can
terrible.
ask questions,
But then women who are in that situation, then the next question that would follow is when is the right time to actually introduce a person, your person,
To your
is-
children.
to your children. If that person is ready and you are ready and your children are ready, you will know.
Yeah.
And you have to start it in a simple way. You can't just wake up and bring a man to your home as a would-be father in a home that their father was.
Yeah.
And then you know, you introduce him as who? As uncle?
Uncle.
It's gonna be different.
I
when
know
you
someone
go,
who was trying to tell their
this is
children
how
to
you
call the
do
man
it.
daddy.
This is how you do it. Their family gatherings. This is if the man is now intentionally wanting to wifey you. He
Exactly.
wants a long-term partnership. There are family parties that do take place. I am thinking by this stage, before you introduce him to your children, you've introduced him to some family members,
Yeah.
your sisters, your mother, so they're kind of like used to him. So when you go for this family gathering, let him not come with you, but let him show up.
Exactly.
So when he shows up and the children see how friendly he is with the other family members, then it's going to draw their attention to, oh, who is this person? And then also that's when you kind of like let them have a moment with him. You're also watching because if your kids don't like that
It's
man
going to be
in the
hard,
beginning,
yeah.
okay, you might need to grow it, but if you see there is something, kids are innocent, but they always see things that we can't see.
don't
My
force.
sister, let it go. That's another bomb about
yeah.
to tick.
The other thing I've also, I tell a lot of people who come to me about that, see, never force people to understand or to understand your part. Like the children must be, don't put pressure on me about your children, like responsibility wise. If I cannot pay school fees for them, please don't make me feel like I'm not a man because I'm not paying school fees for your own children. There's this story that goes around, if I'm dating you, everything is mine. But also there's also a space where I'm not yet comfortable being
Exactly.
being in
that-
charge. So
right.
you as a woman, please don't make it look like it's an automatic thing. I have to pay school fees, foot the bills, da, 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 da. If I can, let me do. But don't force me into the space of taking on responsibility that
And
whatever
even
happens.
at what point are you asking a man, you who has
Exactly.
kids,
Yeah.
to pay school fees for another man's
Or
children?
take care of your children.
Children,
even.
it's supposed to be automatic. If the man offers,
Aha.
just stop this nonsense.
Actually, people should stop
Just
it
stop
this
this
year.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Don't force another man to take care of your kids. But when he was not there, you were not eating.
Exactly.
Don't let them feel. And when you give them so much power to a point of thinking that Ulichimu actually financial, they're the ones to offer it. What are you doing to your
Again,
kids?
it goes down to what are you
Better
looking for?
ongana wesobola
Again, it
ngomukazi.
goes
Mwekera
down to what
akaba.
are you looking for?
Hey.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for a sponsor? Are you looking for a partner? Are you looking for a father for your children? What are you looking for?
It's very
Right,
important.
right,
Yes.
right. And be intentional with it. See, you
Yeah.
see, if you've already dated, maybe you've divorced, maybe you have separated, maybe you've never married, but you have children.
Yeah.
There is no, wali byakwekoza.
Eh.
Like, you know, there is nothing wrong with you having standards.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't lower your standards just because Lucky's standards are lowered. You also, Mariam, you have to lower yours. Your standards are yours. If the man you're looking for has to be financially stable, then he has to be financially
Exactly.
stable. And that's okay. I can't come and tell you, Mariam, but Racho Nonya said that's what
Racho
you're
Nonya
looking
said
for.
okuze.
Okuze.
Okuze. Ah.
You take the man who is financially stable. And a man who is not financially stable is not for you. Because at this point in your life, that's who you're looking for. So people should be be okay. If a man wants a woman with booty, ataina booty still wear. That is also fine. That's also fine. There is somebody for everyone.
For everyone.
There is somebody for everyone. We all have our standards. So let's not
and in this space,
stereotype the whole
never
situation.
pretend to win someone off. There's this lady who started dating some guy who had 2 kids.
Right.
Bambi, the woman, did everything, loved the kids, would wash for them, shop for them. Meanwhile, she was just pretending to win the guy's heart.
Right.
And at the
there's
back
also
of her
that,
mind,
yeah.
without the guy being around,
Mistreating them.
mistreating them, but don't pretend. If it's
And
not for you,
kids are very strange. They'll keep quiet because they can see, oh, daddy, oh, mommy loves this person. Kids are very strange, and we have to admit in the process, which is wrong.
people are weird. Like, he would actually take you on when you say honestly, I can't do children. I can't do. Most men can, and most people can actually accept. He can't do children. I love him. They can actually find a way of how to deal with the children. So don't pretend in the name of making someone feel good about it.
And at the end of the day, realize that it's a gradual process.
Sure.
You can imagine I am a mom, but I'm still trying to get to know my kids.
Exactly.
And sometimes I'm really challenged. And they are my children. They came from my womb.
Yeah.
So imagine this man who never even bathed them. It's going to take him some time. If he's a good person and you can read again the energies, let him be. Give him some time. We'll fall into it.
If you're a guy and you're really interested in the mother of kids, don't go for the mother. Go for the children. What?
What's a kid love you?
I mean, yes, go for the children.